Hello everyone, this is Isaac, and we are back with the Technic Let's Play. I believe this is episode 14. We're going to be loading the Let's Play world right up, and as I said last time, I've essentially just been moving my base, but I also did quite a bit of collector building. So I'll go ahead and show all that off as I set up my new base. This is the White Room, which was where I was based out of last time. I expanded it pretty significantly. I added this branch over here, which has a window out into the water, which is significant because this is where my power is going to come in. As you can tell, I just finished this, so there's still a few rough corners, but I built it so it's looking out over this awesome ravine, so I expanded that glass, and then I added this room and staircase down into this room, which has this bizarre design dug in the ground, which I'll elaborate on. And this is actually the first thing I'm going to do, which is set up my collector array, because every moment that it's not being set up, it's, time is money, so I'm losing money as it is. Whatever. This looks fine. I'll need to put all those back, of course, but only 3 pumpkins. I feel like I probably had, or jack-o'-lanterns. I feel like I had more. Maybe they're in my chest. Alright. There we go. I hit a nice-sized coal deposit. That was all in one over in that corner, so that's going to help pay for a lot of the bizarre expenses of this house. So, you may notice that these are different than the Mark 1. These are actually Mark 2 collectors. You build them by putting a collector in the middle, like so, and then putting glowstone and a dark matter right here. I will eventually probably show that recipe in actuality, but I just went ahead and upgraded some of my collectors. I also need the condenser, of course. Alright, so the 4 relays will go around the condenser. The condenser will go in the middle. And note also that I targeted this relay and placed on it without opening it, because whenever you crouch, none of the alchemy blocks are openable. So that allows you to place them directly on each other, which is pretty awesome. I guess I did not actually think this room through when I built it, but I guess I'm actually going to need to reduce all of this by pretty significant block movements, because I need to surround all of these with... it's actually going to be easier just to move this up a block. Yeah, I totally missized this room, but that's fine. I mean, all these blocks are movable. Just pick them apart, and pick durability is literally nothing since I have my alchemy back now. Oh yeah, I also repaired all my armor, including my excellent rubber boots. Alright, so let's get... Is that all the marble that I have? Well, all the marble that I have visible, at least. Right, so the low collectors, which are going to be below the relays, need to be here. Not what I wanted, and I don't have my pick. Oh, this is terrible. There we go. So I'll go ahead and put these in. Then the relays will just go on top of these. The condenser needs to go in the middle of the relays. There will be a 5th relay on top eventually. Until then, put these 4 in the spot so they're each touching 2. Generate some extra EMC out of their awesomeness. And then I'll begin putting these in the corners. And then eventually I'll also put them on top and everything. But for now, that's all the array that I can afford. I will put these jack-o'-lanterns. And the last one goes right here. Now this array is actually getting kind of large. That doesn't need to be there. So it actually produces materials at a pretty good rate. Obviously it built all of this, and all of these cost several diamonds and so on, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you how fast this system works. So as you can see, this EMC value is rising quite fast. This is where you begin to see just how powerful collectors can be. And keep in mind that this is an incomplete array of V1, and we're going to be V3 eventually. Hence why I'm limiting myself to 1 collector array. Because honestly, if you have more than 1 collector array, an already broken system just becomes incredibly more broken. So that's what's going to be downstairs. I don't know if I'm going to leave it there, since I'm only ever allowed to build 1. It seems kind of lame to leave it in a little crap hole like this. But if this base eventually becomes more meaningful than it is, then I might leave it there. Now the next step, I'm actually going to do a ton of crafting, which is just going to be boring, but there's no other way to teach you all these recipes. And then I'm actually going to begin pumping power from this water. I know I said solar, and I will be using solar, but water mills are significantly less expensive, and for now I just need enough power to run my basic machines. So let's go ahead and grab the philosopher's stone. Get down to some crafting. Firstly, I'm going to want to build a lot of generators. So generators need machine blocks, furnaces, and batteries. So I need to build some batteries. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab 8. Alright, hopefully you all remember this recipe. Batteries are ones that you'll use a lot, so it's good to learn. And then I'm going to put the batteries on top of machine blocks, on top of furnaces. Hopefully you know all these recipes. These are the same, except this is stone, this is refined iron, then I just showed that off. So that should give us 8 generators. Remember, we were burning coal in generators, but now we're actually going to make these into something else. They are going to be windmills for us, or not windmills, water mills. Don't know why I said windmill there. So, put like so, and you will get 2 water mill. As you can see, they're quite cheap, really. The wood around them is very inexpensive. I mean, it's wood, come on. Wood's inexpensive even in a non-Technic world. So there are water mills, but we need to actually pump all this power into something. And the thing that we're going to pump it into is a bat box. So let's grab some more tin, build 3 batteries. The bat box is the most basic energy storage and output unit. We will make a more advanced version. There's actually 2 more advanced versions, but we're probably going to skip the middle tech one and just go to the highest tier at some point in the future. I don't know exactly when. But it's this design. Just think about it as 3 batteries storing energy in the middle, 1 copper cable to input, and then you have your bat box, which probably stands for battery box or something. Now, one of the more expensive things that we're going to build actually does require some diamonds, so let's just go ahead and get, I hate to have to grab this whole block, but I can't do smaller increments. Let's just go ahead and grab all of them. Gonna need some silver. You can also do this recipe with redstone, but it yields less, and I prefer to just use all this silver I have laying around. And then glass, which I thought I had some of. Let me check my chest. Excellent, glass. So, another handy recipe. Glass fiber cables. So we're going to go ahead and make, I think, 3 sets should be fine. So just make a diamond surrounded by silver on the outsides, and then fill in the rest with glass. Now this forms a glass fiber cable. You remember that copper cable that we built earlier? Like this stuff, which we can connect machines with? The glass fiber cable is like that, only better in every way. It loses very, very small amounts of power over time. So even if you're piping in power from really far away, you're only going to lose a tiny bit of that power. So, we're going to use our bat box to collect energy. Let's go ahead and put the bat box right here. You'll notice that there's one side with a little dot on it. That dot indicates where the power outputs, and the other 5 faces are input. And we can use the wrench to change which side it's on. Now, I was actually crouching there, and if you crouch, it puts it on the opposite side of where you crouched. But if you just click on it normally, it'll move it onto that side. Let's just leave it there for now. We can move it later. And that does wear down the wrench, so remember to put it in your bag to repair it. Now, we're going to pump power in using our glass fiber cables, using the water mills from all this water out here. And as you can see, all that stuff was fairly inexpensive to build. The glass fiber cabling is expensive. It does require a diamond, but it's not a huge bank breaker, you know? It's not like we're purchasing, I don't know, something very expensive here. It's just diamonds. It's just diamonds. I don't like that water being all flowy like that, so hopefully before I drown, let's get another bucket back in there. Which hopefully will even the water out. Yep. I'm a magician. This handy block here is a good infinite water source. So now let's just dig one more in the back out. And then that piece of the roof should be right below the bat box. Pretty sure that it is, because I don't see a hole back there. Now, we're going to take our cables, use the cables like so. Oh geez, I can't see anything. Okay. And one right here, of course. Okay, and you can breathe around the cables. Yeah, there we go. So you can see the cable runs up there into the bottom of the bat box. Now, I only have 13 left, and ideally, wow, that was just awful. I'm just going to go pick that up. Ideally, the way that this setup works is that each of the water mills has a full water surrounding it. That came out pretty awfully, but it has water on every side of it. That's an accurate way to put it. Let me actually break this block, because that makes things a little bit easier. So if I put one right here, it would have water on every block besides the power input, which there's no getting around. But I'm actually going to use more of a tree design. So let's just get back on this so our head's out of the water. I may eventually want to get an Aqua Affinity helmet. Enchanting doesn't have much use since this mod makes you so powerful, but that could definitely be one of them. And I will cover this up eventually, but for now I'm just going to leave it kind of ugly as it is. Alright, and then take the water mill. Don't need food right now. Food is for the weak. And put the water mill right... That's not at all what I wanted. Man, I am so awful. Placing blocks underwater is difficult in my defense. Okay, there we go. That one on the bottom is not going to be giving us very much power, but honestly I may leave it for now, because these things are cheap and the glass fiber cables are not. So it may actually be better for me to just leave it like it is and not worry too much. This won't be producing power totally efficiently, but I'm not going to have enormous power demands either, so our system doesn't have to be perfect, just preferably good. So note that I am fully aware this is not efficient. Not 100% efficient, at least. Yeah, but these are all producing power now. Before I add the rest on, I'm going to go show you the bat box, because it'll be filling up now. It won't be anywhere near full, but it's cool to see. So, you have this, which is the EU over tick. Just like electric unit of energy, whatever. And the bat box can hold 40,000. That may seem like a lot now because we're generating so little from our little stupid array, but we will eventually be filling millions of that stuff. So once we have a system that demands that much, I will build a better power grid, but for now, come on. Place. Alright. Now I can actually... No, if I branch this way, I'll hit the wall. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Just trying to show off how to actually use this power. I think I will need one more set of glass fiber cables, which is fine. Because I think this is going to run me out. And I'm going to need cables inside to connect my power source to everything. So... Although, honestly, my energy condenser is probably done making 1 or 2 diamonds by now. It really does work quite quickly. Alright, 8 is enough hooked up for the moment. I will be back out here. The reason that I built this underneath is so you can go in and access this. Yep, 6 diamonds. It's a couple more than I expected, actually, but that's nice. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get some more silver out. Let's just go ahead and make 3 more sets. I can afford it. One, two, three. Just like so. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 blah. Don't quite know how I managed to slip that like that, but irrelevant. So we now have a ton more glass fiber cables. Joy. Now, the bat box is getting kind of full already. I mean, obviously nowhere near full, but 3,000 is a fair amount. You can also put things in here to charge up, but we won't be doing that very much. Now, the machines that I actually want to hook up to this are my macerators. Generator, iron furnace, okay. And then a couple of other machines, which I'm actually going to make now. I want an extractor and a compressor. And I know this episode's running a little long, but I'm going to finish these 2 and then we call it done. So I think that I have everything that I need Okay, well the compressor is very easy. Just an electronic circuit, a machine block, and 6 smooth stone. That'll give you a compressor which compresses things. I'll show off more about that in a minute. And then I need a lot of wood, because I'm going to have to build 4 tree taps. Remember those tree taps that we built? Well, you need 4. And they don't stack, so have fun with that. Now, once these are done, put them on either side of the typical electronic circuit machine block configuration, and that will give you an extractor. Compressor, extractor. So I now have these 6 machines. Let's go ahead and hook them up using this glass fiber cabling. I'm going to go ahead and knock large sections of this floor out and then put them back later. So this corner will be the extractor. This will be the compressor. Over here, I believe I shall have... Let's just dig this wall back a little bit, actually. There's not quite enough room in here. And this doesn't take terribly long. I'll fix that roof later. Alright, so now that we have this much space, it's going to be quite a bit easier to pump directly into the center column and then just hook everything up to that. Don't have a shovel. Although actually, power's going to output from this face, so I can't just lead it right back down. You know what, let's just leave the ugly cabling above ground. Maybe later I'll fix it. I don't honestly find... I don't know, some cases I like hiding the wires because it looks kind of cool to have all the machines just being powered out of walls and so on. But on the other hand, the wires look pretty cool. Like, I like the industry look that they give your base. So for now, I'm totally comfortable with just leaving all this wire visible. It also makes my job much easier. Let's go ahead and get these 4 macerators. As you can see, when I place it, it hooks up, hooks up, hooks up, hooks up. And all of these are now powered. So if I put something in there, kind of try and mark the rate this thing's going up. And then if I put something in there, I don't actually have any ore on me that I know of, but the rate would slow down. Ores, please? Come on. Yeah, there we go. Just going to go throw this iron in there. So again, mark how fast this is going up. And if I got 2 of these running, then they are draining power from it. So you can see it's actually going down now, because those 2 are exceeding the rate of drain that these are built up. Now obviously I won't have these 4 running constantly, so that won't be a big problem. And then the other 2 machines, I will show off what they actually do in the next episode, but we can pretty easily plug them in, like let's say here and here. This is a compressor, it'll be compressing things. This is an extractor, it'll be extracting things. And that's all you're getting for now. Ha ha ha. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. There was a lot of progress made during it. We now have a very basic power system powering a very basic energy storage unit, which is about to be drained by the stupid iron ore. But this will all improve, and I'll add on some solar power shortly. And I hope you guys enjoyed all these fun new recipes. This mod really is a blast to play around in. I'll be right back so I can show off these things. So come back for the next episode. I love you all. You're beautiful. Goodbye.